All right, guys, what is going on? Rabid here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do your Zephyr audit in the CLI wallet. I'm only going to do about half my coins here, depending on how things work out, and I'll be doing the other half in the GUI wallet when that does release. But I'm going to get your head start here so you know how to get this done. That way you don't lose any coins. All right, so before we get started and stuff, let's kind of run through on what you got to do. Obviously, you got to download the CLI wallet right here. This has your Zephyr D, which is your node. You're going to have to sync that to the blockchain. It also has the CLI wallet in it, which will connect to your node and then allow you to do your audit process and everything. But looking at the commands right here, this is the one we are going to have to use here. You can see audit, and then your wallet address will go in there, followed by the amount. There is another one down here. You can audit all, but that is broken. Well, a lot of people think it's broken, but I don't actually think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section. I don't believe Zephyr does run off UTXO transactions. At least that's what Google told me. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like it's acting like UTXO transactions. And what I mean by that, and this goes with Ravencoin, this goes with Bitcoin, and a lot of other coins that are UTXO based, is miners, if you get a whole bunch of small daily transactions or payouts from the pool as you were mining, it all takes up a bunch of block space in the tax fees. Now, eventually over time, as they stack up, they become too large and you're not able to send a whole bunch of coins at once, which is why the audit all is not working. So we're going to have to use this depending on your payout structure. If you're getting larger, slower payouts, like maybe once a week, once a month, or so on, and depending how long you're mining, you might be able to get away with the all. But because most people are probably getting daily payouts and stuff, or at least were before the whole audit and the shutdown of the chain and everything actually happened, you're going to have to send a whole bunch of smaller amounts until you get all your coins going through. So step number one is obviously download the CLI wallet. This is for Windows here, but obviously there is a version for different platforms depending on what you're using. I got all my stuff set up in Windows. Now, once you do download that and extract it, you're going to see these three files right here, and you are going to run Zephyr D. So you can see Zephyr D. D just stands for daemon here. So this is going to be your node, and you're going to have to completely sync this for your CLI wallet here to connect to it. It will connect to it previously, but you won't have all the update blockchain data until that isn't fully in sync with the current block height of the chain. All right, so depending where you are in the blockchain on your previous node, once you run your Zephyr node, the Zephyr D here, we can see the syncing process will begin. Now, we can't do any audits until our node is fully in sync with the network. So we're going to have to let it sit for a while until that process is complete. All right, so our node is now all in sync here. Depending on your internet speed and everything like that, this did take me about 9 hours. My internet does kind of suck. So we're all in sync now. You can now run the CLI wallet. And here we can see in the CLI wallet, my balance and everything. We can see how much of it is unaudited, which is all of it so far because we haven't audited any of my coins. So what's actually happening here is it's going to turn Zephyr coins into audited coins, and everything unaudited, regular Zephyr, will be wiped from the chain on May 7th if you don't do this. So it's urged to get your audit done ASAP so you don't lose any of your coins. So a warning again, you will lose any coins that you don't audit. So I got to stress that enough here that you got to do this or you won't have any Zephyr. So make sure you get this audit done. So now moving forward here, I did have to bring my wallet file in from my GUI into here. I couldn't find a spot to restore it from seed phrase or anything. So in order to find that, if you are running the GUI wallet and you want to transfer over to the CLI, there should be a way to use your seed phrase, but I didn't do that. But if you actually come into here and you go into your local drive here, then come down into users and then find your user right here. Now this right here, app data, is where it'll be. If this is Windows 11, so you're going to actually have to come up to here, click on options, and then go into view. And now you're going to have to show hidden files and folders and drives. And then it'll show up these folders like the app data here. Click on that, go into roaming, scroll all the way down, and in Zephyr, my wallet files will appear under wallets here. So wallets, main, and there's all my stuff. I'm not giving you the name or anything of mine because then you can simply just put that in and try to guess my password and hack all my stuff. Maybe not. Actually, I think your password and everything is saved. You might be safe, but I'm still not going to show you the name of mine. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy that now, go into where you do have your CLI wallet and your node, exactly where you extracted everything earlier, paste that into there. And then when you run your CLI wallet, it's going to ask you for the name. Simply put in the name of your wallet, the password that you have. That'll bring you into here. It's going to ask you if you need to mine it or anything. If you want the node to start mining, I just push no, and then it's going to start syncing and automatically connect to your node. And then you'll get to where we are right here. So now we actually have to audit some coins. So I'm just going to go with 500 coins. Actually, I'm only going to do 100 because I didn't fully sync my node from scratch. It's actually recommended to delete your original. If you have any files from your Zephyr node before, your Zephyr D there, make sure you do delete your data file and then resync from 0. I think I was like 5 or 10% into this from an old node that I just kind of overwrote. It does show everything up, so I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work correctly, but I am going to audit 100 coins and do the rest in the GUI. So let's begin auditing 100 coins. So as I mentioned earlier, I tried it and failed. I did start at like 5 or 20% because this time I resynced my node. It did take quite a bit longer, and we can see here this update requires the blockchain to be completely resynced. That means from block 0 onward, not nowhere in between because you had an old version already installed. So you are going to have to delete your IMDB file or folder in this case, and then resync the entire blockchain before you even get started. So delete your existing IMDB database and then start Zephyr YD. So make sure you delete that and then resync the entire chain from scratch as step 1. So here we can see it did take me about 12.4 hours now from my previous 9 hours. All right, so in order to audit this, we need our commands here. So coming back into the GitHub, we can see all the commands, and we're going to need this guy right here. So we're going to be using this. Make sure you use the proper one. I do want to point that out. This is labeled Zeph. We're not auditing ZSD, ZRS, ZYS, at least in this case. If you are, then use the other commands. But for me, I'm just auditing my Zeph, so make sure you do it for the proper coin. So here we see Zephyr. I'm just going to simply copy this right here, right click, copy that. And I'm going to bring it into my notepad, and I'm simply going to paste that in underneath. Now I kind of already got it right here, so I'm just going to put it on top, I guess. Oh, it didn't even copy. Oh, I was on the wrong thing. Never mind. So I was on, I'm using two different PCs. My node is on a mini little PC node box, and then I'm on my main PC. So it didn't copy what I copied. I copied on the wrong PC. Anyway, you get the point on what that is. So anyway, here is the actual command that I got. So we're auditing our wallet address and then the amount of coins that we want. So I'm just going to right click, copy this, paste this in by right clicking right here. And here we can see it clearly out again, audit. There's my Zeph wallet address, and I want to audit 100 coins. So I'm going to hit enter, and hopefully this works. If I hit enter here, now it's going to ask for my wallet password. That's done. Hit enter again, and it says transaction spends more than one very old output. Privacy would be better if they were sent separately. I'm just going to send them now. Yes, I'm going to send them. Enter. And then transaction 1 of 1, sending from address 0. The transaction fee is 0.001. So it was very cheap in this case. Is that okay? Yes. Hit enter. Transaction successfully transmitted. So now you can check the status by using the show transfers command. So let's use that and see what everything looks like. Show underscore transfers. And it's showing a whole bunch of craziness stuff going on here. So I don't really want to see all that. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. I might just shut it off and then restart my wallet again to see kind of what my balances are looking like. Depending on how long. Okay, that finished showing everything. So there we can see a whole bunch of transfers. And there is that 100 Zeph that we did send out there. All right, so I just put in balance here, and we can see our total balance is 1,157 Zeph, and we have an unlocked balance, unaudited balance here of 968.66 coins left to do. Now, what's interesting is if I take my total and subtract it from this, you'd think it'd be around 100 coins, as we just audited 100 coins, but that's actually 188. So I don't know, some number isn't really adding up for me, but the point is we still see our total balance right here and our unlock that currently still needs to be audited right here. All right, so I restarted my actual wallet and we can see another line here. So balance 1057 now, which things are making a lot more sense than it did previously. Now it's looking like we have that 100 instead of the way it was. So 1057 is our current balance. 968.66 Zeph is unaudited. And then now we can see here's our audited chance. Our balance is currently at 100 because we audited 100 coins and our unlocked balance is 0. 8 more blocks until it does unlock. So in this case, I'm going to audit 500 of my coins. So I'm going to do 400 more and see if it allows me to do so. So I'm just going to bring this up again. I restarted, so sometimes I might have to recopy this command in. So I'm simply going to paste that in. I'm going to go to 400 here. And that'll be 500. And then when the GUI wallet releases, I'm going to audit the rest of my coins in that wallet to show you how to use that. So now we're just going to hit enter here, enter my wallet password. Enter transaction spans. Yes, we know all this. Hit the yes button. Is this okay? It sure is. Do its thing. And now it says transaction successful. Now our wallet's out of sync. So I'm going to restart the wallet again. I'm just going to go to balance right quick just to see if anything changed. And we can see everything's, oh, now it's actually bringing up that balance. So I probably just have to wait longer earlier, but I also have to resync my wallet. It should kick back into sync. Oh, it's back in sync already. So yeah, it should just do it by itself. I like to do wallet resets, but we'll see what happens. So I'm just kind of going through here over and over. I don't see it updating. It's not saying we're out of sync, so we're all good. So I'm just going to restart my CLI wallet. And then, you know, everything should be updated because we can see that it actually happened right here. We're down to 471.13 Zeph unaudited. All right, and for another wallet restart, we can see everything updated here. Our balance is currently 500 in the audited side of things. Unlocked balances, we're just waiting for the blocks to hit in order for that to be unlocked, but it's currently sitting at 0. For our total balance, we got 1,057.244 coins here, and I still have 968 coins. I don't think that's right of unaudited because I only had like 1,100 total. So this hasn't updated yet, but it does look like our audited balance is at 500, which is what I audited. So everything is looking okay here, obviously, other than this amount that's unaudited, but we'll see. I should have about 600 and some coins left to audit for the GUI wallet. So when that releases, we'll go through that for you. But when it comes to auditing through the CLI, this is how you do it. So that pretty much does wrap this out, but I do want to close this with the latest update from Zephyr. So the audit update, 737 days remaining. So we have 37 days left. You have 37 days or your coins are going to be gone. Well, it sounds like there might be a little leeway here happening depending as we get closer and how many coins are audited. But here we can see the first week of our audit has been completed. Still 30 days to go until the deadline team. So the deadline does mean if you don't swap those over from normal Zeph coins to audited Zeph coins, everything once the fork happens, when the audit is done and they're rechecking everything, those coins will be gone. So you will lose your Zeph if you do not do this audit process. So you must do it or lose everything. You know, the warning is there. Don't get mad later on. I'm giving you guys warning now. Get it done. Don't forget about it. Do it like right now. So coming into here, now we can see here, web wallet GUI still in progress. Our aim was to have this available by today. This posted was about 2 days ago at this point. So any day we should have it, and it's almost there, but our focus has been on the above. We want to iron out all the issues with CLI audits to hopefully make the GUI process clean. We will announce when ready along with instructions. If you aren't comfortable with using the CLI, then please just wait for the GUI. Keep it simple, guys, which again, as soon as this release, I will get a guide out for you guys to use that one. After May 7th, we will enter into a pause state for the network. If people have not had a chance to audit their coins, we have the ability to open the window for audits again. So they're going to see, you know, they have an idea of where the coins should be and everything. Obviously, there could be some inflation depending on that. So they might open it up if they're depending what the numbers are looking like. Now, the other thing is if they open it up or, you know, whatever happens here and you don't have it done, that's why I urge you to get it done now. This could turn into a deflationary point. So maybe there was a bad thing happening and a lot of Zeph coins came online and stuff. But if a bunch of people don't audit their wallets and all those coins end up lost, then that actually brings that inflation that was caused by the possible issue from Haven and everything and brings it back down. Now that all depends on how many people don't end up doing your wallets. That's why I'm saying audit your wallets, guys. But there is a chance that we could see a deflation in Zephyr. I highly doubt it, but you know, the main purpose of this audit is to see how bad the network was affected by the exploit and how many inflation coins are actually out there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when this whole audit process is done. And then it says, so we will absolutely ensure that all exchanges have audited their coins, because there's a lot of scammy exchanges out there that don't really like to do anything. So they're going to make sure things get done here, and then we'll get back to us and everything, and get confirmations from them, and that self-custody holders will have ample opportunity to have audited their coins. So yeah, this has been posted around for a while. You know, I'm helping bring the word out by making some videos on how to do it. So guys, just get it done. Anyway, that about wraps this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments section. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.